Well, good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning. I am the queen of collaborations, and I want to thank you guys for tuning in on this morning. If you would, please take this chance to share this in your circle of influence. Today, we are representing the Free Texas campaign, Voices from Behind the Wall. Y'all know that I am pushing hard to bring some awareness to what's going on in the great state of Texas and the judicial system there. So I need you guys sharing this because there are some things that are going on that need to be brought to people's awareness. If you're not in Texas, you may not know these things are going on, but you may be able to help. So my job is to share it, to bring it to the light so that people that don't know will know. So today I have four individuals that's going to be stopping by and sharing with us again. And if y'all are not following the Free Texas campaign page, I need you to go over, like, follow, and share. Like, follow, and share. Because guess what? You know that this could be your fate. This could happen to you. You never know when you may end up in this situation, or you may have a family member that may be going through this and may need some encouragement or may need some insight on how to handle what they're going through. So please, y'all, share this in your circle of influence. Those that have shared, have liked, I want to thank you for all of your support. Continue to support because sharing is caring, y'all. Sharing is caring. And that's what we're here to be, the change that we desire to see in this world. Y'all have an amazing, yes, I'm going to keep saying amazing. Y'all know I say it every time, amazing, because we are amazing, because we are fearfully and wonderfully made in his image. So we are all amazing in spite of what may have happened in our life. We are still amazing. So I have an amazing guest. He's been on before, and he's going to I'm going to allow him the platform to share however he is led to share on today. We're just an outlet for them to be able to share their voice. So, guest, are you there?
Yes, ma'am. How are you?
I am doing great. How are
Thank you.
you today?
Oh, I'm great. Eager. We have a retreat happening this week, an interfaith retreat. This is a 3-day event that starts off tomorrow with orientation, and then we have a full 8 hours uh, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. And when we talk about collaboration and the ability to work together to accomplish goals, this interfaith group are the 6 major religions on the unit, and we're working together these 3 days to help individuals understand who they are as a person and help them explore the elements of faith. Right? So before I start, let me introduce myself again. My name is Arnulfo Ayala, and I'm from San Antonio, Texas. I've been incarcerated for 25 years. I've been on this unit for the last 21 years. And in the process of doing this time here, I've seen many changes. When I first came down, if you guys have been down 20 plus, the environment back then was very, very rough, right? So I've seen these changes happen where it's been more, not soft, but more purposeful. Okay, and there's a lot of things that are wrong with the system. There's a lot of things as far as budgets, as far as oppression, as far as sentencing guidelines, parole guidelines, the way they manage the prison industrial complex. There's a lot of things wrong with the system. But there's lights of rays of hope in the day-to-day activities amongst us. And we have to hold on to that hope. And there's a lot of difficulties in that. So what I want to talk very difficult. It's very difficult. For example, I was in this particular building, and the officer came up to me when I was leaving, and she asked me to go speak to this individual. And I usually ask, well, what's the problem? I mean, is there a death in the family? Is he going through something? Did he catch a case? Is he suicidal? I mean, what's going on? So she told me that he received some bad news. So I go and talk to him. And he was a friend of mine. And I was thrown off because I just talked to him like a week prior and everything was fine. So I asked him what's going on. And he was struggling to tell me, but eventually he told me that he got a phone call from his family, and they found his daughter raped and left for dead, and they found her behind a trash can. And she's like 10, 11 years old. And it just took me out of me. How do I respond to something like that? I've never experienced anything like that in my family, and I've never experienced that personally. So how do I respond to something like that? So we sat and we talked, and I'll get to how I responded, after I share a few more stories with you, because they all have the same result. But it hit me hard because though you can't even talk to her. She's in the hospital, and they're questioning her, and they're doing all these exams on her, and he's really going through it. And it wasn't like a week later that I'm teaching a class on close custody. And close custody, this class, campus culture, we have very simple rules. And I'll just be blunt about it. If I come to your facilitation, we facilitate the course at the door. And we tell them, if we come to your door and you're high or drunk, we're going to let you make it this first time. And if we come back a second time and you're high or drunk, then we're just going to stop coming. Because it's clear that you're not serious about changing. So I walk up to his door, and I had to walk away from his door the previous week because he was drunk. And he was kind of out of there, and I asked him, what's going on, bro? What's the problem? His issue was he's having trouble with his daughter. She got molested. And he has a life sentence without parole. And he's in close custody. There's no way to communicate back there outside of letters. There's no phones. You don't have tablets. You don't have anything but pen and paper and snail mail. So he's having some very serious issues. That's what I'm saying. And the problem is that it's somebody in the family, and he's still around. And he wants, if he ever gets out, somehow, some way, he gets out. He dies for him. So we sat there and we talked. Okay. Same result. I'll come up to that in a second. Last week, I'm walking around, and there's certain men that I've known for decades, and they're gang members, and they're dope heads, and they're listen to the game, and they're into everything. And throughout the years, I call it chasing them. I'm trying to get them to the church, trying to get them to work on themselves. It takes a lot of time sometimes, right? So there's one guy in particular, we did some time together back in early 2000s. I've been chasing him ever since. And he tells me straight up, no, I'm not interested. I'm doing me. Just let me do me. I'm not going to do this, I'm going to do that. I'm not trying to hear all that. Well, visit him, I sit there and deal with his problems. And this last time, which was just a few days ago, he told me, I don't know what to do. I mean, I'm trying to do right, man. I'm trying. I mean, I gave my life to God. I stopped doing dope. I stopped drinking. I'm getting away from the gangbanging. I'm doing everything I need to get to God. And my daughter has a miscarriage. And now she's suicidal, strike others. And how can I move on? What can I do? I mean, what am I supposed to think? I'm doing this and everything's coming at me the way it is. So again, I've been doing these faith-based classes as a leader of the Catholic community, as a co-founder of the Unsettling community since 2008, almost 15 years, and I've been dealing with a lot of issues. Not just personal, because now I can go to them. Before I had to wait till they came to me in this chapel. And in my personal life, I was doing these things, expecting to be blessed. I came up with parole in 2016 my first time. And I got a 5-year set off after doing everything right. And I see these knuckleheads going out of the first parole, and I don't understand it, but I accept it. I did what I did. I'm here for murder. I did what I did. I accept it. And I kept on trying to get better, trying to continue building new programs, I wrote a couple of books and scripture reflects called the Knucklehead Gospels. So when I say knucklehead, I mean, most of the time I mean it affectionately. It's not something where I'm slandering anybody. It's where I come from. These are my brothers. So this last time I came around to parole, I had a meeting with a parole board member, face to face, because I had done over 20 years. I had about 40 support letters from volunteers. I had a judge and a sheriff and a parole officer that was willing to work with me for a program out there in the county, and I had a state representative calling on my behalf, thinking that if they don't give it to me now, they're not going to give it to me at all. I shot. I got a 3-year set off. So my main concern all this time was trying to get out so I can be there for my mother. She's up in age. She's 78 right now. And I want to be there. So it's a source of anxiety. And when I got this last set off, I had to come to terms with the reality that I might not be let out anytime soon. So I had to come to terms with that. And I finally had a conversation with my mother. And I said, Mom, they might not let me out anytime soon. But I want you to know, if anything happens to you while I'm incarcerated, or anything happens to me, because I can pass away in here too. So just know that I'm not the same person I was that came in here. I found God. And on to me. He thanked me. He thanked me for the work that we do. And because he's been there a long time too. He said, man, you guys have really made a good difference here. You really give these guys something to hold on to. And all glory to God. Because in my life, this job didn't exist before. The pure education did exist, but the table walking did not exist. Table walking did come into last year. And I begged God for an opportunity to walk around this year, do what we do. And I told God, you get me out there, and I'll be out there every day, all day. Because what? I got blessed with the job. And guess what? I'm out there all day, every day, about 6 days a week, 12 hours a day, 6 days a week. Sunday I have to take to myself because I need at least 1 day rest. That's what God said. Take 1 day to rest. So the hope isn't that it doesn't exist in prison. The hope, it has to be dug up. It has to be dug up. We have to go into dungeons of this place. SAG, closed custody, medium custody, safekeeping. Everywhere there's enemy. We have to go into the guts of this place and just light a little candle. Light a little candle. The one life in that one place that can inspire another. By the time I know it, the place is full. This past Thursday, I have what I call the knucklehead class. These are guys that they're modified, certified knuckleheads. And we walk around, we talk to these guys, and we ask them to come to the class. And the willingness for these guys to be open to change is amazing. The willingness of these guys who are fighters and drunks and Cajun smokers and everything in between, hustlers, gangbangers, the worst of the worst are in that room. And they're hopeful. They're willing. They just need to be led. They need to be given an example. They need the information. They need help living out that information. So, in that, there's hope. Because God gives us everything we need to survive for the day. Just like this interfaith retreat. Muslim, Catholic, Christians, Buddhists, Native Americans, Messianic Jews. We used to have very deep caverns between our group. And now we work together. We're not trying to form one world religion. We give each other respect for who we are. I'm a Catholic. I'm a devout Catholic. I'm not trying to be a watered down Catholic. And we're not asking anybody else to be watered down. We want the Muslims to be the strongest Muslim that we have on the unit. We want the Native Americans to be the most Native American that there is on the unit. We want the Protestant to be, as Bible thumping Protestant as it can be. All these different faiths working together of who we are, working together for a common goal.
You have 1 minute left.
You do that with your collaboration. We're going to do that with Free Texas Campaign. It's an example. darkness and find a little bit of hope in whatever darkness that they might be experiencing in their life. But the thing is, there's always going to be hope.
Amen. Amen.
And I pray that we all find it.
And I was just
Thank you.
listening to
God
you.
bless.
I've been listening to you and taking it in. You mentioned one of my favorite words, and that is hope. And while I was sitting here, God dropped in my spirit that for this season, hope meant to hold on. There's going to be a brighter outlook if you just push past every error that you thought come to condemn you. So I just want somebody to hold on to that today. Not only that, he meant the word dropped in my spirit just as we were sitting here. That word stood for resilience, overcoming oppression through Christ. So keep pressing. That's what he dropped in my spirit. Just as we were sitting here, I wrote it down. So on today, I just want somebody to hold on to hope and know that God is your rock if you just hold on. So y'all, I will be right back. We have another guest that's going to be coming on, and I will be right back. So stay tuned.